And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're going to be taking a look at what is probably the ultimate gaming accessory, and that is this table that I have in front of you. Now, if you've watched my videos over the past years, you've seen that I've had a Geek Chic table, and I really did enjoy that table. But when I saw this table at Essen Game Fair, this is from Rathskellers, and this is the Councilor table. I talked to them about possibly using this to showcase my games that I review, because I think this game is an incredibly, wonderfully, just high quality table. And as much as I like the Geek Chic table, I thought this table went above and beyond that. So they provided me this table at a hefty discount, and I'm going to be showing it off in all my videos. And this video here is going to show a little bit about it in case you wanted to get one of your own. Now, the first thing I want to talk about this table are the dimensions, because that's the question I get asked more than any other about my tables. This table, there's an outside dimensions and inside. The outside is the outside of the table itself, and the inside, so the outside is 215 centimeters by 120 centimeters, and the inside's 191 centimeters by 96 centimeters. That's enough to play any sort of game. Now, this table comes with a pile of accessories, and you do not need all of them, but we're going to take a look at the different accessories that come with it. So if you want to get one of these, you can decide which of these to get. Before I do that, I should mention that this table was shipped with incredible speed. From the time they shipped it to the time I got it was like 3 days. It came high quality. It's an extremely heavy table. This particular table weighs just north, I think, of 400 pounds or so. And there's a reason that my table specifically weighs that much. We'll look at that in a minute. The table legs for this are very thick. I mean, this is going to be a table that's going to be extremely sturdy. And if there's one feature that I think you should get, you know, there's different features and some are optional and some are not, but the table leaves are the best. Now, I decided this time to get these shorter table bars instead of the longer ones, and there's a reason for that. But they fit in here. There's a little bit of leeway, which you need to have because of as the summer goes by and, you know, warping of wood and such. But underneath here is a metal rod that pushes up this top one. That rod is built into the table, and then each of these leaves can come off, or if you want to, and this is the reason I got the horizontal ones over the vertical ones, is that you can put in something like this. So I can have part of the table where I'm playing down here, and at the other part of the table, something can be there. Now for me, that's for a workstation. So some people can be working on computers at one end, and at the other end, we can be playing a game. But I do like this a lot, and I actually have 2 of these so that I can move this around and have part of the table down, part of the table up, and another part of the table down. That's not necessary. You can just take the leaves on or off, but it is I think it's pretty cool. By the way, my table is rustic oak, and I also had it stained a very dark color so that it would match my bookcases. So all the table leaves are out now. What I want to take a look now is at the inside edge of the table. So you can see here when we come a little bit straight down, see this little metal piece? That's the piece that pushes up the boards. But other than that, there's a thin ridge here, and this ridge actually can be used to put cards in. So when you're sitting around the table, and this is something I really like, the fact that you can have cards sitting in this ridge is very convenient and very easy. So I actually prefer to play this way with the table dropped so I can have these cards in front of me, and it's just a nice feature of the table. Inside the table is this felt cap. This is burgundy felt, and I got, you can see the different colors on this, and then this comes out. There are these straps where the whole thing come out. Underneath you can see the bottom of the table, which is really gorgeous. On it I have a sheet of plexiglass, so if I ever want to play maybe with a paper map, or just want to play on that table surface, maybe a smooth surface for a flicking game, I have that. And then I can flip this whole piece over, and I have a black side that I can place in there too. And the felt is really nice for picking up cards. But I also have a raised section that can be added to the table. So what's really neat are these a felt cap. So there are 3 pieces of wood here that you can place on the table itself, and they all attach to each other. The middle one has a hole in it for ease of lifting up later. So let me get all 3 of these in position. And when these are all on the table, then on top of them, you can put this felt cap again. And as you can see, I'm doing all this by myself, but it's probably better with one person. So now you can see this cap here. I like the felt cap, but it's at the same top. There's no down inside spot. Now sometimes I want that inside spot, right? I want to be able to drop different things, dice on the table, for example. That's one of the reasons I like a lower thing, because you can roll dice and they go up against the walls. But this puts it at the same level. So if you want one that's at the exact same level maybe you want to use the outside surface a little bit extra. So I just like the ability, basically, to raise and lower this felt. Now let's look at something that is completely unnecessary. On the outside of the table, I have an LED strip. So you can see here that I have this, and it comes with a remote control, and that remote control lets you change exactly what color you want it to be. So I might want yellow, so there I go. You can also change the modes. Like this mode here is enough to drive anyone crazy, but there are different modes, and maybe, like this mode is crazy, but maybe there's a game that I might want to use them for. Like maybe I want this flashing red light for a red alert thing for a game. Or more than likely, I just want some mood lighting for maybe we're playing Werewolf. This is really cool, especially because where it is, you can put the cards near the edge and you can turn off the lights in the room. So if you're playing a game like One Night Ultimate Werewolf or something like that, these lights can add some extra thing, or a spaceship game, you know. You can change the colors of them. Totally unnecessary, but it is cool, and I do use it for a few games. So the electricity comes into the table through one of the legs. You see I have the cord here across the floor. I'm going to be pinning that cord down, don't worry. And then that cord comes up, and if you see right here, it gives me a USB port. So if you have your phone at the table, you can actually plug your phone in. And more importantly, you can actually play music, and this is why my table's so heavy, under the table itself. Now, I don't know how often you're going to want to have music being played through your table as I'm sitting here playing it, but it can get pretty loud. Let's see how loud we can take it. So that's pretty loud. You can see it's coming through the thing pretty loud. And so you can play music, but music is not probably the best thing to play through it. What I want to play through it is things like One Night Ultimate Werewolf. So you can play One Night Ultimate Werewolf, use the lighting effects on the table.
Everyone, close your eyes. Werewolves, wake up and look for other werewolves.
See, now when you do that, and you can actually feel the table rumble as you're playing, that is a great feature. Again, just like the lights, the sound is not something you absolutely need, but if I had to pick one over the other, I'd definitely pick the sound. Since we're on this side of the table, inside the side of the table, I have what's called the Colossal Drawer. Now in the Colossal Drawer is kind of thin, but you can keep a bunch of card games in it. I actually keep some of the accessories for the table in it, and I keep scissors and a knife because I get packages all the time, and I need to open them. But you'll notice inside here are cup holders. Now these cup holders go in this rail system. This rail system goes all the way around the table. The rail system is very easy. Inside, you just put it like that. And inside these, you'll put metal cup holders that can hold cups, or if the bottle's thick enough to fit in here. And there's different sizes, and these go all around the table. If you drink wine, which I don't, but you can put these in. And so there's different types of cup holders. So I keep all of these that I have for my table in this Colossal Drawer, which I have on both sides of the table. On the short ends of the table, I have a regular drawer here, and this one I happen to have all my poker chips in. So you can see all the different poker chips that I use for different games. And so this is another spot where you can keep things that you can use for the table in these smaller drawers. I probably use the smaller drawers even more than the Colossal drawers. And there's all sorts of things that you can put in this rail system. Like, for example, maybe you want to have a whole little spot for each player. And by the way, these are really nice and firm. However, they're set up so that if you lean on them too hard, they'll break away from the table. This one here has 2 spots to place cards, a little spot here for chips and counters, and it's just a nice addition that you can have to the board. And if you think that that one is too small, there's even a bigger one. And when we play later on this year, Twilight Imperium, you'll probably see us using this one. This is a double-sized one, and it just gives you a lot of extra room to place pieces. And not only that, you also have the opportunity to put a a bin on the side. So all these things fit into the rails here. And that bin, maybe you throw dice into it. Maybe you can put a dice tower into that bin. And so players are going to be able to choose which of these, you don't have to have all these accessories. If I was getting the table, I'd probably get those, just the thin ones. These, I think, are really useful. This, if you're a GM or something, it has actually a port for an iPhone or an iPad, and you can put it near the USB docking station. And again, this fits in here, and you can move these around. And I have this rail running on all 4 sides of the table. So that's a quick look at this table. Should you get a table? Well, the tables are very expensive. There's no doubt about that. But this table literally is a table that can last me the rest of my life. This is extremely high quality. We got it in here, we're looking at it. This table's strong enough, I think I could stand on it. I'm not necessarily going to be doing that to test it out, but it's incredibly sturdy. I really like the look of mine, right? I love this dark look. The boards here are really good, high quality. And you can put those, on the top, you can put the boards, and it looks like an actual table. So you could eat on the table and even have a game underneath while you're eating. So there are many different makers of tables out there. The Rathskeller tables are the highest quality that I have found. They just look fantastic. You don't need all these accessories. I have a lot of these accessories to, well, show them off to you. And also because as a game reviewer, I'm using different things and such. If I was a regular, I was going to make a purchase for me and my family for getting one of these tables, I would get it. I probably would add the leaves. I would get the drawers in the table, and there's different combinations. I might get just one of those colossal drawers and then make the rest the smaller drawers. I would definitely get the sound system. The lighting, I don't know. That depends if I had some extra money to put on that or not. The size table I got is perfect. It plays big games. You can play smaller games at an end of it. It just really works well. High quality tables. Thanks to Rathskeller for working with me to get this table here, and you'll be seeing a lot of this in future videos to come.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.